Dear children, welcome to today's topic. Today we are discussing velocity selector. This shows a schematic diagram of a velocity selector. In a velocity selector, charged particles must move at a speed of v equal to e by b in order to pass through the equipment. Hence, the velocity selector, as its name implies, allows the charged particles with a certain velocity to pass through, hence selecting particles of certain velocity. That is why the name is velocity selector. That means from a group of particles with different velocities, velocity selector selects a group of particles, or it selects the particles which possess a velocity v given by the expression E by B, where E is the electric field and B is the magnetic field. So as you can see in the diagram, the red ones, that means these particles, they are passing through without any deflection, whereas the other particles, they are deflected. That means the particles which are satisfying the condition V equal to E by B, they move undeflected, whereas the other particles which do not satisfy that condition, they get deflected from the actual path to either side. So this is the way actually velocity selector select a group of particles with particular velocity. Now let's discuss what is the mechanism of this velocity selector is. So as seen from the diagram, a velocity selector basically it consists of two charged plates with opposite charges plus and minus. So between the two charged plates there will be uniform electric field, and the direction of electric field will be from positive plate to negative plate. Okay, and along with that, in that space itself you have magnetic field. This is the representation of magnetic field. So throughout the region of space there is magnetic field. You can see the direction of magnetic field is given by dot. So what do you mean by that? What is the direction of magnetic field? It is out of the plane. Okay, out of the plane, that is, or it is outwards. In that direction the magnetic field is. So in this velocity selector you have both electric field and magnetic field, or we can say simultaneous electric field and magnetic field. They are acting at the same region of space and they are perpendicular to each other. Both electric field and magnetic field, they are perpendicular to each other. Such electric field and magnetic field, they are called as crossed electric and magnetic field. So what do you mean by crossed electric and magnetic field? Crossed electric and magnetic field means the electric field and magnetic field which are perpendicular to each other. Okay, so that is what the basic requirement of a velocity selector. This diagram shows the electric field and magnetic field which are perpendicular to each other, and the charged particle which enters the region with a velocity which is perpendicular to both electric field and magnetic field. So velocity V is perpendicular to both electric field and magnetic field. In such a way the charged particle enters the region where there is crossed electric and magnetic field. Now in the presence of this electric field and magnetic field, the charged particle will be experiencing force. And how the forces will be, let's see. So we can write V is equal to Vi cap, E is equal to, vector E is equal to E j cap, and vector B is equal to B k cap, because we have chosen the directions in that way. Velocity is in x direction, so the unit vector is I cap. So V is equal to Vi cap. Okay, vector V is equal to Vi cap, and vector E is equal to E into j cap, and vector B is equal to B into k cap. That means simply the magnitude into vector. So like that we can write the three vectors. Now the force experienced by the charged particle due to the electric field, it is Fe is equal to QE. That follows from the first lesson. A charged particle in an electric field experiences a force given by QE, and the positively charged particle, it experiences the force in the direction of electric field. So here the force due to electric field is given by QE j cap. That means along the positive direction of y axis. In the same way, the force due to magnetic field also is there. The force due to magnetic field is given by Lorentz force equation, that is Q V cross B. So here V is along I direction and B is along K direction. So we have written Q VI cross BK. Okay, so we can take that constants outside, that magnitudes outside. So within bracket we have I cross K. We know what is I cross K. Usually we take I, J, K in cyclic order. I cross J is K, J cross K is I, and K cross I is J actually. But here what is given? I cross K. So I cross K is what? Minus J. So we have minus QVB J cap. That means the force due to magnetic field is acting in negative Y direction. Okay, so the forces due to electric field and magnetic field are in opposite directions. So the force on the charged particle acting due to electric field and magnetic field are in the opposite direction. You can see FE in upward direction and FB in downward direction. That means exactly opposite directions. So if we choose the values of vector E and vector B so that the magnitudes of the two forces are equal, then these two forces will cancel each other, nullify each other. And the result is that net force acting on those charged particles will become 0, and the beam of particles will travel along a straight line without suffering any deviation. That means forces are acting on the charged particles beam. Okay, beam of charged particles, forces are acting. But if the net force acting on the charged particle, if it is equal to 0, the beam will travel without getting deflected. Okay, so such a condition is possible only when this force due to electric field is equal to force due to magnetic field. That means QE equal to BQV. So QQ get cancelled and we have E is equal to BV, or V is equal to what? V will be equal to E by B. So this is the condition for velocity selector. So this is the condition for velocity selector. That means if the velocity V is given by E by B, where E is the magnitude of electric field and B is the magnitude of magnetic field and V is the speed. So if the speed is E by B, then those charged particles, they will be moving undeflected. All other particles whose velocities are different from this particular value, they will get deflected to either sides. Thus, when a charged particle enters a velocity selector, it will experience forces due to electric and magnetic field. The particle will experience upward force due to electric field, which is F equal to QE, and the particle will experience a downward force due to magnetic field, and its magnitude is given by BQV. We can use Fleming's left-hand rule to obtain the direction. In order to have the charged particles to pass through the space without being deflected, the upward force must be equal to downward force, that is QE equal to BQE, or V is equal to E by B. If the positively charged particle has a slightly larger velocity than E by B, the particle will be deflected downwards due to the larger downward force. If it has the opposite way, that means it will get deflected in the upward direction. So this is the principle behind velocity selector. So as you can see from the diagram, the charged particles which are having velocity V equal to E by B, they move undeflected, whereas the charged particles whose velocities are not equal to E by B, they will deflect from that path. So this way we can select a beam of particles whose velocity v is equal to E by B. Two problems we will discuss. First one is example 4.3 from the textbook. What is the radius of the path of an electron of mass 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kilogram and charge 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb, moving at a speed 3 into 10 raised to 7 meter per second in a magnetic field of 6 into 10 raised to minus 4 Tesla perpendicular to it? What is its frequency? So first one is to find radius. It is very easy question. Radius is given by mv by qb. You have to do the substitution and find the answer. You will get it to be 26 centimeter. For the second part, you can use either the equation frequency nu equal to qb divided by 2 pi m, or you can use the expression, the simple logic which is used in the textbook, that is, you know, the time period taken for completing one circle of motion can be found using the simple equation, that is time period t is equal to 2 pi r, where 2 pi r is the total distance travelled by the charged particle in one complete circular path or one circle of motion. Okay, that distance divided by speed, that uniform speed is v. So time period t is equal to distance travelled by speed, that is 2 pi r by v. And you know how time period and frequency are related. Time period and frequency are related like nu is equal to 1 by t. So from this equation t equal to 2 pi r by v, frequency can be written as what? V divided by 2 pi r. So that is the equation which is given here in the textbook. Nu is equal to V by 2 pi r. So substituting, we will get this answer. Now the third question is to find the kinetic energy, half m v square. Direct substitution one and get the answer. Now last step, no, you have the answer in kilo electron volt, because the question is to calculate the energy in kilo electron volt. So you are getting actually the answer in joule. You have to convert it into kilo electron volt. So to convert it into kilo electron volt, you have to divide it with what? 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 16 kilo electron volt. 1 kilo electron volt is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 16 joule. So to convert it into kilo electron volt, you have to divide this 4 into 10 raised to minus 16 with 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 16. So you'll get the answer around 2.5 kilo electron volt. Now coming to the next question. An electron beam passes through a magnetic field 2 into 10 raised to minus 3 Weber per meter square and an electric field of 1 into 10 raised to 4 volt per meter, both acting simultaneously. If the path of the electrons remains undeviated, calculate the speed of electrons. If the electric field is removed, what will be the radius of circular path? So it is actually a velocity selector. Even if the name is not mentioned, it is a velocity selector. So to do first part, what we need to do is you have to find that speed so that it go undeflected. That means V is equal to E by B. So we have V equal to E by B, that is 5 into 10 raised to 6 meter per second. Very simple question it is. Now the next part, when the electric field is removed. So the situation becomes similar to the situation when the charged particle is in the presence of magnetic field alone and their directions are perpendicular to each other. That means velocity and magnetic field are perpendicular to each other. So of course the charged particle will move in circular path. So in that case, what about the expression, or what is the value of that radius of circular path? You know the equation R is equal to mv by qb. Here q is what? Electron. So electrons charge, that is E. That is how we have mv by eb. So substituting the values of m, v and E and B, will have 1.43 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter or 1.43 centimeter. With that, we conclude today's session. Thank you.